Dear Miss Aiken.
Miss Sork.
Dear Miss Harris.
Dear Coach Christner.
Sire, this is
Miss Hammond.
Mr. Valines.
Miss Davis.
Mr. Valines.
Dear Mr. Davis.
Coach Ballard.
Miss Newman.
Mr. Pumphrey.
Miss Hammond.
Miss Harris.
Mr. Ozzie.
Hey Nixon.
Miss McDonald.
Mr. Franklin.
Dear Miss McCauley.
Mr. Lee.
Miss Sawyer.
Dear Miss Wallace.
Dear Miss Sawyer.
Mr. Humphrey.
Mr. Nixon.
Miss Danby.
Miss Backenville.
Mr. Franklin.
Mr. Pumphrey.
Miss York this year.
Hi, Mr. Balcom. Miss McCauley.
Coach Haynes.
Miss Van Meter.
Mr. Nixon.
Miss Sawyer.
Dear Mr. Balcom.
Coach Bittinger.
Mr. Calhickey.
Hi, Coach Burchard.
Mrs. McDonald.
Mr. Queen.
Directors of the show band of Lakeside. So, Mr. Slayton and Mr. Hose.
Hey, Mom McCauley.
This year has been one of the most chaotic years we've ever had. COVID-19 has caused so much chaos, and school, namely our activity, has been hit pretty hard by the virus. It seemed nearly impossible for our group to do what we love. Despite all of the challenges we've faced and roadblocks we've encountered, you all have made this year so much better.
This year has been a complete cluster.
Don't get me wrong, this school year has been a disaster. Things have been very different to handle. With all that being said, I think you've done an amazing job.
Thank you for putting in the time to make the fall play as good as possible on top of all of your other responsibilities. Thank you for going above and beyond to keep your classroom as safe as possible.
You're doing a great job considering COVID and all of the wacky things that have happened this year. I like how you talk to us like adults.
You help make the transition easier, and I enjoy your class. Even with the coronavirus and all the things this year has brought, you've created a space I can calm down in.
And you put up a Christmas tree just for me. I've never met another teacher who would do that for anybody.
Thank you for being patient with everyone, especially me. I know this year is difficult and really bad, but you really managed to keep your class the same.
And helping me build up my confidence with dancing in front of a lot of people. Even though I've been dancing since I was young, but I was always scared, but you changed that, and I thank you for that.
We have some way to still be creative during quarantine.
I really appreciate you and how you've been doing things. We are all tired of hearing the word distance, but we know it's necessary.
Appreciate you a lot too, because you make me feel safe in that classroom, and how it's okay to feel negative emotions and not always be happy all the time.
I really wanted to thank you for trying your best in the circumstances we're in. You have engaged the class and made it really interesting.
But being in your class this year has really brightened up my days through all this. I enjoy learning in your class, and it has been a joy to be in your class. It always is.
I appreciate all of the effort that all of the teachers have put forth, but you, Mr. Pumphrey, have done a magnificent job. You have provided entertaining videos that cover the entire unit that we are learning. You have provided assignments that are not pointless and actually have meaning. I thank you for that, Mr. Pumphrey. You have provided an entertaining class, even when the odds were against you.
You are so understanding when it comes to late assignments, especially sports. Online is a struggle, but the way you run your class makes me excited to learn.
You have given us very helpful lessons and even given me extra time to turn something in when my internet was down.
I love the way you do things and listen to your students. You grade very fair, and I like the way you assign your work.
The way you do class is the best. It is very easy to access, and it is very fun.
But you were able to make it feel normal. You impacted my life with your upbeat attitude and corny jokes. You never failed to make class fun.
I want to thank you for keeping the class as normal as possible. Whenever I'm in your class, I can forget COVID exists for a minute because of the masks. Because you don't change, you continue to be yourself, and you continue to make me laugh.
I know that recently you were tested positive for COVID, and I bet that made it harder for you to manage all of your classes. But I want to thank you for giving us grace on completing the assignments and tests.
Through the many ups and downs of COVID, you have given us grace and have shown patience through work and due dates.
Before, I despised history and any form of government teaching class. When you've been to nearly 14 different schools, and nearly every history class is taught by a coach or a substitute, the subject kind of turns you off. But going into your class made me excited for the social studies subjects. I'm very grateful to have a teacher like you.
I want to start off by saying thank you. I am very appreciative for what you have done for me this school year, and I know how hard it is to handle the class during this pandemic.
You have really been very understanding, and you have helped me stay on top of my schoolwork. Give me extra time to complete assignments.
And I can't even imagine how hard it must be for you to post schoolwork every day, continue to grade everything and all the stress you go through.
and to still make sure to let your students know that they're loved and that they will be okay.
And I think you have done pretty well with keeping everybody safe by having everybody wear a mask, having bell covers, and keeping everybody 6 feet apart.
I feel that I have got lucky when they gave me you as my English teacher this year. You have been the absolute best teacher this year because of the most inspirational moments in your class. It has really helped me through the year, and I will never forget it.
One important thing that has helped me a lot is you not taking late points off of our assignments. Thank you.
You have always conducted class in a way where everyone can enjoy it. You have made me become so much more involved in English class and have truly made me a better person.
I am fully aware, as most are, that this school year is beyond unconventional and is, in all honesty, a piece of crap. I would like to thank you specifically for your understanding towards your students and what they're going through.
Not only have you managed to teach us the required material without overloading us, but you've also provided us with many resources, allowing us to learn the content in ways different than just reading the textbook.
But I have to give a huge thanks to you for conducting class so well and giving me something to look forward to every day.
I look forward to your class every day because I know life can be normal for just that 1 hour.
Thank you on behalf of me and all your other students for keeping a sense of normalcy in class, which is really nice, especially in the crappiness of this school year with the pandemic and all that.
Patient in letting me finish all my assignments even past the due date, and making sure I understand what we are learning, because virtual can be confusing at times.
I appreciate how both of you genuinely enjoy questions. Some teachers make it really difficult because they don't like questions, but I love how both of you guys like it.
Appreciate how you always check in on your students and how we can relate to you.
But in all of this chaos, you have been the most genuine person, and you still treat me with respect, and you always see us through.
As a side note, I also really liked your cover of Wonderwall, History After Hours.
I always appreciate you smiling when people are coming to your class. I always appreciate that you're always in a good mood. I like when you explain things when it comes unclear. I love the joke and the question at the end of the day. It always ends on a good note.
I admire how you still conduct class with the same enthusiasm, even when only 4 people show up. You have showed me that you have to keep going, even when times are rough, and to always put your best effort into what you are doing.
I just wanted to tell you that you're doing a great job teaching math this year.
I really appreciate how you've handled class this year. This year's been hard on all of us, which is why I'm glad that you've not given us too much work, and that you've given us plenty of time to finish our work.
You caused thermite reactions, lit a table on fire, and made a plastic bottle spew flames. But most importantly, you tried your best to be a good teacher.
I thank you for your exceptionally good teaching this year. You have put a lot of effort into making sure that the in-classroom experience is still valuable.
I really appreciate how you have handled class this year by focusing more on learning instead of assigning busy work.
Thank you for pushing us so hard in practices and waking up so early to watch us.
But I just wanted to say I've been having fun in your classroom. I really appreciate your attitude towards the kind of things I do or say. You know, even though I say some really dumb things, you still welcome me into your classroom, so.
I am thankful you didn't overdo the work this semester.
Hopefully, all this will end soon, and you could be stressed out about something else.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
And I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
And I appreciate you.
I appreciate you a lot.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
And I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. And I appreciate you a lot.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you for everything, and I appreciate you all more than words can express.